Yeah! Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Are you looking for a foldable e-bike? Well, Velotric came out with their newest edition, and it's called the Fold 1. Do you want to learn more? Well, let's get into it. If you are a fan of folding e-bikes, then you're really going to like the fact that this bike can either be a Class 1, Class 2, or Class 3 e-bike, where you can go as slow as 12 miles an hour or as fast as 28 miles an hour via the thumb throttle they have here on the left-hand side, your cadence sensor, and your 5 levels of pedal assist. Now, I don't know if the throttle is going to do 28 miles an hour or whatever, but we're going to find out today. Now, when you get it, it comes to you as a Class 2 e-bike, which means you should be able to go up to 20 miles an hour without making any changes to the bike. The Fold 1 only weighs 63 pounds, but it has a payload capacity of 440 pounds. This bike currently retails at $999 and has a 2-year warranty. It only comes as a step-through, and your ideal rider height is from 4'9" to 6'5". This bike also comes in 3 different colors. You have a stone gray, a pearl white, and this electric blue that I have right here. Velotric claims that the Fold 1 will do 45 miles via throttle only or 55 miles using pedal assist. Now, I am sure that is with it staying locked at the 20 miles an hour at the Class 2, but I'm going to be unlocking this bike to Class 3 up to 28 miles, and we're going to see how far this bike's going to go with the testing that I'm going to put it through. I don't expect it to get anywhere near that mileage with the abuse that I put on this bike. It has a 48-volt, 750-watt brushless rear hub motor. It has a peak power of 1,050 watts and 70 Newton meters of torque. It also has a 7-speed transmission with a Shimano turning derailleur, a derailleur guard, and a Shimano 7-speed trigger shifter. The Fold comes with a 52-tooth chainring in the front, which should eliminate any ghost pedaling at any speed. For stopping power, we have a 2-piston hydraulic brake system with 180mm rotors. The Fold comes with an adjustable front fork. It has a coil spring inside it, 60mm of travel. You can adjust the preload and you can lock it out. It is sitting on 20 by 3-inch Chaoyang tires. It has like a medium aggressive kind of street, but possibly off-road pattern, and it's puncture resistant. Now, when it comes to the battery that is on this bike, well, it is a 48-volt, 14.7 amp hours with 624 watt-hours of power. The battery is UL certified. The bike is also UL certified, and you can charge the battery while it's on the bike with this charging port right here. It comes with a 2-amp charger, which is right here, which means that you can take this bike from 0 to 100% within about 7.5 hours. It also comes with 2 keys, which means you can go ahead and charge this battery while it's on the bike. As you can see, it's pretty easy to get to, or we can take the battery off. To get the battery out, you're going to have to move to this side of the bike because this fits in here very securely, so I don't expect there to be any rattling around with it. You're going to take your key, you're going to put it in there, you're going to turn it back, and then you're going to lift up from the bottom, and it comes right out, and then you can pull it out from the bike. You don't need that key anymore. To put it back in, we're just going to slide it back down, get it close, and then click it back in. With the Fold, the rack is actually welded into the frame, and because of that, it allows this rack to hold 120 pounds. Additional features include metal fenders, plastic foldable pedals, quick release seat posts, a good looking padded seat, and a telescopic stem with quick release. When you look at the Fold in its riding position, it is 68 inches long. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break it down so you can store it or put it in the back of your car. First thing we're gonna do is fold these pedals up by pushing in and up. Then you can go ahead and start with this middle piece, pull it all the way back, use this tab up here, lift up, pull the lever back, let the handlebars drop, and now you can just angle the whole bike back, put up your kickstand, and it'll rest right on this support handle. When it is folded up, it is only 37.8 inches long, 19.7 inches wide, and 33.5 inches tall. Let's talk size and fit. Now, I know it says for a 4'9" rider, we're going to drop this all the way down to its lowest position. It is marked on the back. It has numbers on there. Then we have this telescoping one. Let's drop it all the way low. And that is about your position for your 4.9 rider. Well, let's see what 6.5 does. Take this as high as we can go. There is a maximum height that we can go, and that's it right there. And we'll pull this up to its maximum height, which is right there. So that's your maximum height for your 6.5 rider. I am 5'9", so I think right here is going to be about good for me. Oh, yeah, that's comfy. Cockpit Operations. On your left-hand side, you have a single locking grip right here. This is your front brake lever. This is your throttle, and then this is your display. To turn the bike on, we're just going to hold down the power button here on the top until the display lights up. As you can see, it is a simple black and white. It is tiny. It's a nice LCD display. You have your battery indicators up here. You have your 5 bars. This is your miles per hour. This is going to tell you what pedal assist level you're in. And then this down here gives you some information like we have 0 miles on this bike. By hitting the power button, it's going to bounce in between different modes, talking about the trip and the odometer and your average speed and your max speed and how long you've been on the bike. To go up and down in pedal assist levels, where you're just going to hit the plus button right here all the way up into pedal assist number 5, and then you take this all the way down to 0. To turn the headlight on, we're just going to hold this plus button until the headlight comes on. As you can see, the screen dimmed. You have your headlight indicator right there. And then you have this nice big bright headlight. The rear of the bike also has an integrated tail light and brake light system. Once the headlights are on, it lights up the tail light, and then you hit the brake and it brightens up. To turn it off, you're just going to hold down the plus button again. And if we want to make some changes to it, well, this is what we're going to do. You pop into here and you hit the plus and minus and hold it down. And this tells you if you want to change it between the unit of measure between miles per hour or kilometers. You hit that again. This is how long until you want the bike to turn off and on. One more time, and how bright do you want this display light? And then once you hit that again, then it goes back into there. Now to lock that, we're just going to close that button and turn it off. Let's talk about the speed. So let's change the speed of the bike. So we're going to hold down the power button and the plus button for about 20 seconds until it comes on. Now that it's on, you can see that it is set for 20 miles an hour. We're going to bump it all the way up to 28. And that's how we're going to test the bike today. But you can also take it all the way down to 12 miles an hour if you want. Once you have it at the speed that you want, you're just going to hold down the power button until it shuts off, and now it has locked the speed. There's also a USB-C charging port right under the display. On the right-hand side, you have your rear brake lever right here, and this is your thumb shifter. By clicking it, it takes it down in gear, and then you use your index finger and you bring it up in gear. The bike also comes with a bell. Well, you guys know what's up next, so let's go for a ride. Let's go ahead and start off with some pedal assist 0 riding. As you can see, we're doing about 11.5 miles an hour. Got it in gear 4. I mean, it's pretty simple to ride with 0 power. These thinner tires make it easier because you have less rolling resistance. Let's go ahead and check out the speedometer on the bike before we start doing all these speed tests and stuff like that. And it looks like everything is matching up. Yeah. So the display is correct with the speedometer. Let's go ahead and test the throttle. Now remember, I have unlocked this to up to 28 miles an hour. Let's see if the throttle will actually get us up to that speed. Or is it controlled by the pedal assist levels? Yeah, okay, it is. So pedal assist 1 will get you to 14 miles an hour. 17 miles an hour for pedal assist number 2. 21 miles an hour for pedal assist number 3. 24 miles an hour in pedal assist number 4, and it looks like 26 miles an hour is going to be our top speed for throttle only. Now let's look at pedal assist levels and just riding around. Now, of course, the throttle and the pedal assist levels are going to be lower in each level depending on what the top speed you set your bike to. And since this one is unlocked all the way up to 28 miles an hour, my readings are going to be higher than yours if you keep it at 20 miles an hour. But right now, pedal assist 1, we're cruising at 14 miles an hour. Let's see what 2 does. Ooh, you felt it kick? Oh, I got to kick it up a gear. And then 2 will take you to 16 miles an hour comfortably. Let's see what pedal assist 3, come on. Oh, every time you put it in a different level, you feel it kick. I've already gone up to gear 7, and we are cruising at 20 miles an hour. Come on, 4. 24 miles an hour in pedal assist 4. Let's try 5. All right, let's crank it, see if we can hit 28 miles an hour using pedal assist. We did 28 point. Woo. Can we go faster? 29. Here we go. All right, 29 is the fastest I've been able to get this bike to go. 0 ghost pedaling, guys. That makes this, well, the fastest foldable e-bike that I've been on. Plus the 0 ghost pedaling. Oh man, it makes this bike a dream to ride for foldable e-bikes. Let's do some speed tests and see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and start with throttle only first. I have it in pedal assist number 5. We know that that'll take us up to 26 miles an hour, but how fast will it do it? Let's go. And there it is. I think it was what, 25, 26 seconds? Now we're gonna do the pedal assist version for the speed test. I have it in pedal assist number 5. I got it down to gear 4 so we can take off easily to get it going. So let's see how long it takes to get to, well, 29 miles an hour. We're already shifting up gears. We're shifting, and we're already in gear 7. Boom. that was like half the time. That was like 16 seconds. Nice. Final test. We're going to do everything. We're using throttle. We're using pedal assist. We're going to see how quick we can get up to him. We're going to 29, so here we go. Boom. Woo. Like, this bike doesn't even feel like a smaller foldable e-bike, and it surely doesn't perform like one. Now, I expected the seat to feel pretty good when it came to this bike, and I was correct. Now, when it comes to the grips on these Velotrics, I don't think I've had to replace any grips on any of their bikes, just because I personally like how they feel. The seating position on this bike is pretty much sitting up and down. It's very comfortable. You feel like you're in control. You know, I would consider this to be like a medium size foldable bike. You know, it's bigger than some of the other ones I've reviewed, but this seems to be a really good size. And when it comes down to how it feels when you're riding it, you feel like you're on a much bigger bike. Like, you don't feel like you're on a foldable e-bike. It is super sunny out here today, so let's go ahead and test out the brake light, see if you guys can see it. I won't know until I put this video together, but yeah, that should be it. It is time for the brake test. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to do it in class 2 first. So we're going to go 20 miles an hour and then hit the brake, so you can see how that's going to work out if you decide not to put it into class 3. Oh, she stops quick. It's like 13.5 feet. Let's try it in class 3 speeds. We got to do some cranking so we can get to that speed in time. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, these tiny tires, they just have you sliding. Looks like we've gone 36 feet. Let's try that one again. Ah! Slept the... Yeah. I was like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, my kickstand's down. Oh, we're good. Well, that was interesting. Reminder, guys, wear a helmet, put your kickstand up. All right, let's knock out this number 2. Here we go. Woo! 30 feet. Woo! And this is why I see a chiropractor every week. All right, let's keep going. Now, here's something interesting. I'm not sure if you guys know, but Velotric is one of the fastest growing e-bike companies in the US. They've won like all kinds of awards. I was looking at their background, and they, you know, like they make their own batteries. They do everything in-house because, you know, they want to control the quality to make sure everything is up to par. Let's go ahead and do the off-road portion. Oh, this bike feels solid. I mean, we're rattling a little, but none of it's from the battery. Ooh, already wrecked once today. Let's not do it twice. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, there we go. This little thing scoots. It is time for the hill climb. We're going to do throttle only for this first round. We do have it in pedal assist number 5. So let's go ahead and see how she does. Come on, let's go. Oh, I already feel like it's going to be able to make it, no problem. Yes, sir. Yeah, this was easy. This has no problem making it up the hill at all. Nice. Now we're in pedal assist. We're just going to pedal right on up. I know since we didn't have any issues with throttle only. Yeah, see, here we, yeah, and we're just moving on up. This is like, we're on flat land. Oh man, I had a feeling this was going to be a good bike. Velotric makes good bikes, man. Let's go ahead and do a mileage check. We are down to 3 bars, which means we have 60% battery power. It shows that we got 17.7 miles, but I rode 5.7 miles before I started this review. Strava says we've gone 11.86 miles. So if you take the 5 miles minus the 17.7, that's 12 miles. This is 11.86. So they're close enough. It's doing pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and do the sand test. Doing throttle, doing some pedaling. Oh, it's getting thick. You can see where they're setting up for the volleyball nets. Oh, yeah, it's just, I think the beach is too much for this bike. Oh, it is definitely pushing to try to get through. Yeah, we're just not going to be able to make it. Okay. We are really pushing the throttle on this. Okay, here we go. Woo! All right, she'll definitely get you to the beach. She just won't get you through it. Looks like the sand test took a lot out of this bike. We're down to our last 2 bars, which means we're down to 40% battery power. I am going to be turning around here in a minute. But before that, I just wanted to show you this beautiful Chicago skyline. Let's take a look at that for a minute. This is why I love coming out here. You can't beat this view. Now, the fun thing about having a cadence sensor is that you can just kick back and slow your rotation down and still go full speed. But it looks like 23 miles an hour now is our top speed in pedal assist number 5 due to the lower battery. Or you can just kick it up in gear, put it in gear 7, have 0, ghost pedaling, and just torque your way through and go faster. Yeah, this bike is geared extremely well. Holy cow, though, we are already just dropped down to our last 20%. Oh no, we're gonna have to turn around so I can get this bike home so I'm not walking. Ooh, what is this, a little jump? Yep, there it is. Okay, let's turn around and head back. We are dropping the bike down into pedal assist number 3 in hopes that I'm gonna make it home. I'm probably still a good 6 miles from home. So let me kick that down to 2. At pedal assist number 2, I mean, I'm cruising at 17 miles an hour, and that feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and check out the walk mode. We have it in pedal assist 0, and if you just hold down the minus button, it starts to walk. And it looks like it's going to take us up to 2.6 miles an hour. Now, it would be nice if they had like an indicator to tell me like what battery percentage level is, or if I was able to cruise through there and see what the voltage is, but that is not an option. But what do you expect? This bike is under $1,000. And with the hydraulic brakes that it has, the 750 watt motor, and those kind of features, I mean, this makes this bike a steal. Plus, it doesn't feel like a folding bike when you're riding it. And I'd say that's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed about this bike, right? It has great power, rides well, super comfortable, and you can adjust it from 28 miles an hour all the way down to 12. And of course, I'm not getting near the mileage that they advertise, but I've unlocked this bike to 28 miles an hour, and they don't give a mileage for that. Plus, the hill climb, the sand test, everything that I'm doing is just killing this battery. I mean, that's kind of my job, right? If I show you guys the worst case scenario on battery distance, then you would know, or you can figure out that, yeah, that's the very least in distance I would get if I had this bike set up this way and ran it through the test that I get. But if you keep it in like the class 2 motor, even in class 3, and you're not doing all the hill climbing and the sand stuff, I mean, you guys should be able to get much more mileage out of this bike. One thing I've noticed is that these pedals, they have little studs in them. They're plastic studs, but they hook onto your boots or your shoes really well. For me though, they're a little small, but they fold. So what do you expect? We are pulling up here on the 606. This is the trail that we started on. We are currently 3.3 miles from the house, and I think we're going to be doing just fine. We still have 1 bar left. We're in pedal assist number 2. Once we get closer to the house, I might turn up the pedal assist level, but it looks like we have a decent amount of people on the trail today, so this is probably plenty fast. Now right now I have it in gear 5. We're in pedal assist level 2, and we're just cruising at 17 miles an hour. Now I feel it, like I'm not doing any of the ghost pedaling stuff. I am putting effort in because I want to ensure that we're going to make it to where we need to make it to, but it's a comfortable ride. I mean, it feels good when you can tell that you're like putting pressure to the cranks. Let's see what throttle gets us. I know I'm playing with danger now, but let's see what the throttle gets us. Yeah, so the throttle's going to hold us at 17 miles an hour as well. Let's see what happens if I put it up into pedal assist 5. All right, she's kicking, she's pushing forward, and we're climbing. All right, we're not at the 25, but we're still doing 23. In case you are wondering, the maximum PSI for these tires is 35, and I have these at 30. I never put my tires up to the maximum, as I want to have some kind of cushion on these rough Chicago roads. That is also going to take a little bit of mileage away when it comes to the distance. Woohoo, here we go. Well, we are here at the end of the 606. I have 3 blocks until I am home. So we're just going to swing this bike around, get a little bit more mileage out of it. I at least want to get it to where the battery is flashing because I want to check out the throttle and see, you know, when it gets real low, I want to see if it's going to be, you know, pulsing or anything like that. Normally with the Velotric bikes, you don't have any of that kind of craziness. It just goes until it is dead. And as you can see, well, maybe you can, hopefully you can, that the battery indicator is flashing now, which means that we should have less than 10% battery power left on this bike. And with it in that situation, we are still cruising at 23 miles an hour, throttle only. Although I'm going to have to turn it around, because if not, I'll just be farther away when this bike dies. You know, my goal is to deplete the bike, or at least get it all the way down to as low as it possibly can. It is 100% not recommended to drain your battery all the way to the end. Like, do not make that a thing. But, I mean, if you guys have seen my reviews, you know I'll try to push a bike all the way to the brink just to see what it'll do. I mean, we are in pedal assist number 5, and we're cruising at 23 miles an hour, putting up in gear. We're in gear 7 now. Now we're down to like the last 5%, I think, because now just the whole battery indicator is flashing. Before, the last bar was flashing, and now we know we're in danger territory right here. This is where it should run out here relatively soon, but we're going to throttle our way as far as we can. We made it back to the house with the battery indicator still flashing, so that is good. I guess we could probably get about like another mile out of this bike before it would be totally dead. So just keep that in mind as I give you my final thoughts. It is time to go over my final thoughts now that I am back home. First of all, let's talk about the distance on this bike. The display shows that we went 26.8 miles, but when I started Strava and we did some running around with it first before we actually started the review, I did 5.7 miles on this bike before we actually started tracking the mileage. So this bike actually went about 21 miles before we ran out of battery power. Now, when you look at Strava, Strava shows that we went 20.73 miles. So they're both relatively close when it comes to the distance. I have to tell you that this is probably the nicest folding e-bike that I have reviewed for under $1,000. It seemed like everything about this bike worked. The only thing that I would even change out on this bike if I was to keep it are the pedals, unless I was going to keep it folded, and then I would just keep the pedals. But when it came to my big boots, these pedals felt a little small. Besides that, This is probably also the only folding e-bike that I was riding that didn't feel like a folding e-bike. And I don't know how they did it, but maybe it was the way the saddle works, or the way the grips work, or just how the bike is shaped and designed in general. But I really felt like I could ride this bike all day. I really feel like if this was my only bike, I would be happy with it, right? Like I wouldn't feel like I would need to upgrade the bike if this was my first e-bike that I started off with. Now, with that said, I would have liked for it to have a voltage reading in the display so that I could get a very accurate what kind of battery power we have left. But really, just having it where the single bar flashed and was telling that you're under 10%, and then when the whole battery bar flashes, it tells you you're under 5%. Those indicators were enough to let me know that it was time to come home. Now, if you are interested in the Velotric Fold, well, I'm going to leave links in the description down below. Also, I'm going to leave a discount code so you can save 60 bucks off this bike, which is going to save you even more money. Well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Velotric Fold 1. And I want to thank you for watching. So until I see you again, enjoy the ride.